So, hello and welcome to all our viewers and our newest subscribers to yet another interview episode after a very long time. And I'm your host, Damini Basu, back again with another special guest on our show who is a very, very renowned personality in the domestic circuit of Indian cricket. I am extremely delighted to have Sheldon Jackson to talk to us. Hi, Sheldon. First of all, do tell us, how are you keeping?
Thank you, Damini. Thanks a lot. I'm doing very, very well. Thanks a lot.
It's really nice to know, Sheldon. So, without further ado, let's get on with our questions. Let's get to know a bit about you and about your illustrious career in the domestic circuit. So, Sheldon, an action-packed domestic season has just come to an end now. How are you holding up, and what are you doing these days?
Can't say action-packed where I'm concerned, but yeah, the season is ended and we did decently, not very well, but decently well. I'm on a break now, and now actually I'm doing commentary for Viacom and Geo Cinema for the IPL. So yeah, I'm on a bit of a break at the moment.
That's technically not a break. You're still working. That means you are in the form. If not physically, then at least verbally you are into cricket full-fledged. You would agree?
Agreed.
Okay. So, as you just said, that the season didn't quite turn out well. You play for Saurashtra, and the Saurashtra team might have hoped for it to be a very action-packed and a good one for them. It would have been, nice to get a trophy in at least one of the tournaments. Where do you think you guys fell short?
See, to be very honest, it is, I'm not saying it is impossible, but it is not even possible to get a trophy every year because the Indian domestic circuit, the teams, the players, the coaches, the associations, everyone involved in running this ecosystem is evolving. So to do that over and over and over again, you have to be really, really, you know, like you have to bring more than your A game, not every season, but in every match. And if you have one bad match or one bad session or one bad day, eventually, you're out of the race.
Hmm.
And I feel this year, yeah, we did very well. I would say in the T20s, we missed out. We almost qualified, but we missed out on head to head. Then the one days, I don't think we were up to the mark. And somewhere down, if you say down the line, if you say the red ball format, which is really our forte, Saurashtra's forte, I don't think we played bad cricket, but we lost a couple of crucial sessions where we could have, I guess, planned better. And somewhere down the line, I think that's what affected us.
Okay. Talking about your individual performance too, you have been such a prolific scorer in the domestic cricket over the years, but runs were just too hard to come by for you this season. So, what would you sum up the reason behind that?
You know, like with the length of the career or the length of my career that I've had playing first class cricket or playing any kind of cricket, this was bound to happen sooner or later. So it never happened sooner. It's come at the later part of my career, which, I would say this was, yeah, with the bat, it was not a very good season, but I needed this kind of a season for me to realize a lot of things. And this season, I have realized a lot of things. I have realized more than I have ever realized in my 17, 18, 20 years of my career that I've played, that eventually it's you. Eventually it's you. When I got dropped from the one day team, which is very okay with me for me getting dropped or any player getting dropped. It's a process, it's a part of the game. But I felt that, like when I got dropped from the one day team after 3 or 4 innings, which out of that 2 or 3, I really felt I was unlucky. I was doing okay. I was not getting runs, but yeah, I never got runs, to be very honest. But I was getting out in a very unlucky way. And, 4 innings before that, I just won my team the Vijay Hazare Trophy.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
man of the match in that. And I thought that I could have deserved a little more communication, a little more chance. I just felt like someone was in a hurry, just like, okay, iska ho gaya hai, aage kya, isko nikalo, aage dekhte.
Okay.
And I never that never went down very well with me, especially for the team that I have been a part, and who has been, and the team has been a part of me. The team has made me. I have not made that team. That team has made me into Sheldon Jackson. I thought they could have been, after all that I've contributed, after all the matches that I won, I thought that that they could have stuck with me or stuck by me for a little while more, and maybe or even supported me more, rather than just like putting me on the bench, which I'm still very okay,
Mm. Mhm.
but that went down very well with me.
Okay. Let's talk something pleasant. Of course, not everything was dark. You did score an excellent century versus Rajasthan, though, striking and
Hmm.
very impressive for century, 116 of 249 deliveries, which propelled Saurashtra to a dominating score of above 100. So, would you
Hmm.
like to talk us through that knock?
Uh, to be very honest, and this is the first time that I'm going to be saying this in open.
Hmm.
Before that match, again, I was not getting runs. I got a 50. I was getting starts. I was getting out. I don't know whether I was batting badly. I was in bad form. Kharab samay chal raha tha. Okay, blah blah. What was? I really never had any clue what was happening. And before that match, I just told my room partner that if this match I'm not getting runs, I'm done. I'm going to retire. I don't think I fit in at the moment. Fit in as in like I was not contributing, to the potential that I've been gifted with, and I felt that I was letting my hard work and my abilities down. So I said that if I don't get runs this match, I think I'm done. I'll just call it a day, and then let's see what happens. And that match, I don't know, I was just so free. The wicket wasn't very easy. They had given us a kind of a slow turner. They needed the points. We needed the points. The wicket wasn't very easy to bat on, but yeah, eventually, like everything doesn't go as you plan. And I think God had bigger and better plans for me. That in that match only I went and got 115, 16. Like second innings, I got out 49, was given man of the match, helped the team to win. So it was a big relief for me, like, okay, that I have the struggle has come. I have to be a part of it. I have to embrace it. And yeah, then let's see what happens. And I was really more than happy. I was satisfied that at least chalo, kuch to kiya maine.
कुछ नहीं, बहुत कुछ किया आपने, बहुत बढ़िया खेला था उस मैच में। तो आगे बढ़ते हैं। You know, yes, we are time and again saying that the season very unfortunately didn't turn out quite well. But if we look at recent years, overall Saurashtra has, risen in terms of performance in the Ranji Trophy. They have won 2 titles in 3 years, which is quite fast for consistency. So what would you credit for this sudden uplift and consistency?
Security. I
Okay.
think Saurashtra's success, a large part of that goes to the security given by the association, by the selectors, and everyone whoever is involved in that process. So, because I will not call ourselves extremely talented players, but we are all extreme match winners in our own given ways. Our talent is that we win matches. We may not look pretty to the eyes. We may not be selected for the country. We may not get selected for tours. We may not be here, there, but we win matches. So on that given day, if we are in, we know how to win a match for the team. And that only comes with security, because once insecurities creep in, I've been a part of that. And this year, and I know how bad it feels. I know you have sleepless nights. Rather than thinking how you're going to score, how you're going to make the team win, you start thinking कि यार अगर इस innings में भी run नहीं हुआ तो क्या होगा,
Hmm.
one day जैसे होगा कि इसके जैसे होगा. And those are not good feelings to have as a sports person, because I feel our careers are very uncertain. Like you give before you make your debut, you are you invest so much of time, so much of hard work, so much of emotion for 15, 17, 18 years before you even make your first class debut. And suddenly you have two bad matches and you're judged like, ठीक है यार ये अच्छा नहीं है, निकालो इसको, कोई और किसी और को देख लेते या किसी और. Nowadays I feel that people are so much in a hurry to try that I think, that players don't get a long enough rope, a long enough chance to show what ability or what hard work they have put in throughout the years. And I think that's where Saurashtra has gone right, that they have given their players, that security, that even if you fail, we will back you. Even if you fail, we will back you. And I think before this year, that was the case, and that's why we were winning, because of that security, because everyone knew, fail, succeed, score, don't score, I'm here, and when I'm here, I will help my team to do well. So you have to give credit where it's due, and the credit is due to, I think, Jaydev Shah, especially, to all the selectors and everyone whoever's involved in this process.
You make a good point that you have a team of match winners. So, would you like to point out one youngster from Saurashtra that you think can make it big in international cricket for India?
See, there are two youngsters, to be honest, at the moment. One has already made it. One is Chetan Sakaria, who has already made it to play for the country. And there's another one called Harvik Desai. I don't know how big he'll make it, but he has the ability, he has the ethics, he has the hard work, he has everything that is needed to play for the country. When that happens, I don't know, but I feel that will happen sooner or later, because he has the ability, and trust me, once he makes it there, then he'll be there. He won't come down.
Okay, so let's look forward to him getting selected for India. Let's hope so. Sheldon, you have been quite vocal many a times about the age factor in cricket, like only youngsters shouldn't be focused upon and the aged ones overlooked in terms of national selection. In your case, would you say this very factor never really, allowed you to receive a national call-up despite such impressive numbers in the domestic circuit?
That's hard to put, like, yes, I agree. I have been vocal because I've been on the other side of it, means I've been on the giving side of it. So I have been vocal because I've gone through it. And I feel, in sport, there should be no discrimination, whether it's age or, like, right now we are talking about age. So I don't know, like, people always want to see the future, but no one has seen the future, right? It's all, we are in the present, we are living the present. If you hear all the gurus, you hear all the great coaches in the world, you hear all motivational speakers or whoever you want to hear, they will always say, be in the present, be in the present. No one will ever say, think about the future, think about the future. So I feel like we are planning 5, 7, 8 years from now, when we don't even know what's going to happen. We don't even know what's going to happen. So if, for instance, if someone's 35, 36, and they're performing well, and they're outperforming everyone, then I don't know why. I don't know why. And why not? And why not? There has to be some reward for domestic players. There has to be some reward. Now, like, you see, Sarfraz Khan broken to the, and what has he done? Straight away he came, and all those years का जो मेहनत था उसका, the way he slogged, the way he scored, इंडिया में सिर्फ एक ही सरफराज खान नहीं होगा, काफी होंगे, but we are lucky, he is lucky that he made it. And when he made it, he showed everybody that, yeah, without him scoring big in IPL, even though he's turned out from Ranji trophies, kept on scoring tons and tons of runs wherever he went, wherever he played, he scored thousands and thousands of runs. Ultimately, he got his opportunity, and he showed the entire world that first class cricket se bhi players can come. So that's a point that I don't see whether you're fat, you're thin, you're old, you're young. If the player is good and he's fitting your criteria, that's fitness. then why not?
Very true. You just mentioned about the selection process a lot. So I have a question. My follow-up question would be, what would be your thoughts on India's domestic cricket structure now? Would you say is it perfect according to you, or are there changes you would like to see? Like, do you still feel there are lags in the Indian cricket selection process or the system as a whole?
See, I cannot comment on selection. I will never comment on selection because that is not my job. And I have no authority to comment over selection. Talking about Indian domestic cricket, I think it's growing and growing very, very fast because whoever's coming into the Indian side or into an IPL side from domestic cricket, you see, they're all there to stay. They're all doing well. That credit goes, yes, definitely to IPL. Definitely to IPL. With what all the franchises are doing now with their academies and with they're hiring local coaches so that they can take care of the players throughout the year. The players are definitely benefiting from that, and when they benefit from that, they go and they put all that into the domestic season, into domestic teams, into the domestic performances, ultimately which showcases like people. Then you see top 5, top 10 wicket takers or top 5 run getters. Out of that, majority of them will be in an IPL team. So all that hard work that the IPL franchisees are putting throughout the year behind their players, the state teams are definitely benefiting from it. And Indian domestic cricket is growing. And I can, write this down on a stamp paper. Indian domestic cricket is the toughest cricket in the entire world. It is the toughest cricket in the entire world. And if you can sustain yourself in Indian domestic cricket for a long period of time, that means you must be a really good player.
Very true. Sheldon, there is a interesting story about you from 2019. In September, then you put out a tweet that read, and I quote for all our viewers listening, I'm told not to question, but I strongly believe that we represent this beautiful organization and association, and we as players surely deserve to know why and where we lack, or else our careers are just going to end wondering why, and selection should be transparent. What exactly is this transparency you were referring to here, Sheldon?
That was quite a long time ago, like 2018, 19. And that's like past. But since you've asked me, and still I will not go into the selection process because I have no authority or I am no one to question, like have a remark or have an opinion about that. But I feel like a player deserves to know. I just think that there can be better communication. That okay, boss, if you're not good, you're not good. You need to develop in these areas rather than just saying, "Oh, you're there and about and this, that, blah blah blah," and then suddenly 4 years down the line, you're still there and you're still wondering, "What wrong did I do? I scored the runs. I scored them how they told me. I scored them where they told me, but I'm still here."
Okay. You raised the topic of the IPL. So let's talk about your IPL journey. How did it all commence? Your IPL journey commenced back in 2009 when you were first spotted at the Kolkata Knight Riders selection trials by Joydeep Mukherjee, the former Bengal player, and signed by the franchise. Though you made your debut years later, how was it like to get noticed back then?
There were trials, that time IPL was just new. So there were trials everywhere happening in the country. And that's the time when Joydeep so had seen me, I guess, in Ahmedabad. Yeah. And from there, then things just kick-started. I got a club contract with KKR. And then I was always in touch with him. Like, I found that he had a lot of batting knowledge and he helped me with my game quite a lot. Even till date, he does help me, like whenever I'm stuck somewhere or something, because I feel that a person who has been with you since your youth, since your beginning days, they know a lot more better than someone who'll just come in, like just say, like at this part of my life, if I get in someone I would rather trust someone who has been there with me in my ups and in my downs. So he knows a lot about me, and I've had some really good people, who have helped me throughout my career. There's Apurva Desai, there's Abhishek Nair, there's Joydeep Mukherjee. All these people, there's Gautam Gambhir, who has, like, he's my inspiration, my idol. Then there's Harbhajan Singh. All these people, like, especially I would like to say that, Gautam Bhai and Bhajupa, I've been a part with them when I was in KKR. And today I'm sitting and talking with you, or having this conversation with you, because a lot of credit goes to Gautam Bhai, because he supported me back then when I was a no one. I was scoring runs, yeah, but I was a no one basically back then. So he supported me back then. He saw my talent. Yeah, I could not, like, pay him back with performances. I could, but he saw talent in me, and I'm always going to be grateful to him for the opportunity, because he was the one. He was the one, and I boldly say that he was the one who picked me in KKR for the first time. And then when I got to be with Bhajupa in the Dubai phase, Abu Dhabi phase or Dubai phase, yeah, that time was wonderful with him. Also, I learned a lot, especially mentally from him. Mentally from him. So these are great people, that I have been blessed with, that who have come in my life. And till today, I know everyone is busy, but I always try to stay in touch with them. And I'm very grateful for such people, because if you're going to have a long career, you need good people with you. You definitely need good people with you. And these people have been like guardian angels in my life. They have been like saviors in my life.
Definitely. And you speak so highly about Gautam Gambhir. You've had that lucky chance of sharing the dressing room with him. And even a couple of days back, when there was so much talk about Gautam Gambhir being brought back to KKR as their mentor, you were literally one of the first persons to tweet. And I quote again, he's the man, the true leader. So, he's always like taunted, saying he's so Gambhir. But amidst that Gambhirta, what do you think is so special about Gautam Gambhir, which ultimately makes each and every fan, especially KKR fans, and I'll take my name also here because I'm a diehard KKR fan. I adore Gautam Gambhir. What's so special about that man which makes him stand out of the crowd?
The man himself, everything about the man, his words, the way he leads, he is a true leader. And he's a true leader. Like, he walks the talk. He's not a man that who'll talk and put 10 in front and then he'll come. He's a man who will walk in front, see if there's danger, fight that danger, and when the danger is gone, then he calls his men. He's that type of a man. And everything, I just, to be honest, like, it'll be very biased if I say, I just adore that man. So everything that he says, I try to implement that into my life. If it helps me to become a better person, a better father, a better husband, a better cricketer, however I can, I just try to implement a lot of what he says.
And you also talked about Jaideep Mukherjee playing a very important role in your life, being very influenced. You have been through him. So, any special talks you had with Jaideep Mukherjee that you recall? Any special advice that you received from him, which is still applicable to you today?
Uh, we have had a lot of talks, so to put down one special advice is going to be difficult. But if I can, just define him, like, he's such a person that even if I call at 3 in the night, he will at least pick up the call and say, I'm here. He's that kind of a person who's been there throughout my cricketing career. I've gone to him many times, not just for professional, but even for personal advice. And he's always come up with something positive. So you need such people. I'm telling you, you need such people in your life, because it just makes your journey even more beautiful. And it makes you realize, that without such people, it's very difficult in life. You need the right people with you. And I'm glad that he has been a part of my journey.
No doubt. And in my case, also, Sheldon, I had the golden opportunity of starting my internship when I started my journey in the media industry. I had the opportunity of doing my internship with Joydeep Mukherjee, and since then, it's history.
Lovely.
He is an outstanding human being, and he's my mentor. I know I still learn from him so much. He guides me so much, So I can understand the emotions that you're going through. Your face here says it all. So let's talk about a bit more about your IPL journey. You were signed by the Royal Challengers Bangalore in the 2013 season. How were the initial days with them? How was the initial IPL stint with them? And how was it like to play with legendary players like Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers?
So that was my first season with the IPL. And to be honest, when I had a great domestic season, both with the white ball and the red ball. And when, and that time there was no auction, there was contracts. So when I got the contract with RCB, and the first day, that when I reached Bangalore and I saw all those legends, to be honest, like, I never knew what to say. I never knew how to even start a conversation. I was just observing, because that team was not legends, they were ultra legends. There was Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, Murli Dharan, Chris Gale, Murli Karthik, RP Singh, Zahir Khan, all of them, like, they are those kind of players who are in the Hall of Fame. So I was just observing, and I was lucky in my career. Like, yes, I was not young when I joined them in terms of age, but I was young in terms of experience. That was just my first full year in domestic cricket, and I saw actually, what Virat Kohli goes through, how he trains in the gym, on the field, his intensity, and that made me think, like, okay, if I even want to be a percent of the cricketer he is, or I aspire to be a percent of what this man is, this is what I need to put my body through every day, both physically and mentally. And trust me, back then also, he was hungry. He was very hungry. And you could see that in his body language. You know, you could really see that. And I just tried to pick up. I was very uh, reserved at that time, that, I couldn't have a conversation with, say, any of them. But even at this stage of my career, if I don't know whether I'll get a chance, I'll not get a chance. But if I get a chance again, I would just like to pick their brains, like what they think of certain situations or certain conditions or certain phases, because they have seen it and been through everything in life.
That's lovely to hear. And in your limited appearances in the IPL, you have primarily been a part of KKR. So, how would you sum up your entire journey with them?
My journey could definitely have been longer and better for sure, but that was totally, I feel, in my hands. I will always be grateful to the owners, to everyone who was a part of that team, who gave me an opportunity to showcase my talent. But at times, there are certain things that don't go your way, no matter how hard you try or how much you try. They're things that just don't go your way, and you can't do anything about it. So that was a phase of my life, or I don't know, I either never believed in myself, or I never executed the roles that I got properly, or whatever. I am still finding answers, and I wish someday I find those answers. But it could have been better and longer for sure, because I always believe, and I always say, that God has blessed me with a lot of talent and a lot of ability, and with a lot of will to keep on working hard. It's just that at that time, in one aspect of my game, that never came out. It came out in my wicket keeping, which not a lot of people knew that I could keep, but I could show them. I'm grateful for that. But with my batting, I could have done a lot more and more better, because it's very easy to sit back and criticize, like, yeah, they never backed my ability. They are this, they are that. But you have to give credit where it's due. Like, they gave me an opportunity. They picked me up at such a stage of my career that, like, I was at the other side of 30s. So I'll always be grateful to them. But I always say that I could have had a longer and a better career with them. But then it all depended on me how I performed.
True. And from the current KKR squad, which youngster do you think is the most talented?
There are two over there. Not one. It's with the talent that they have. It's very difficult to just pick one. I think one is Angrish Raghuvanshi, and the other one is Chetan Sakaria. So Chetan has a lot of ability in him, and I feel Angrish, with his work ethic, his abilities, and everything, that the way he's surrounded with the right people, both of these boys will go a long, long way.
Okay. And unfortunately, you haven't been picked by any franchise this season. So, are there any regrets on your part that you won't be a part of the IPL this season?
Uh, to be honest, I never gave them a chance to pick me. I never filled the form this year, so I never put my name down only into the auction list because somewhere I felt that there were better players who performed better than me in the white ball phase of the domestic season. And whether I put my name in, I would get picked, I would not get picked, my name would come into the auction or no, I don't know that. But I felt that if I put my name down and if I get picked, someone who has scored more than me, who deserved more than me, would not get a spot in. That could be whoever. And I am not that kind of a person who would do that, or who would want to do that, who's that selfish. So once I had once I was dropped from the one day side, many people told me that, yeah, you should give yourself a chance, but I never saw myself having a chance. So yeah, I never filled the form.
That's a very brave stance from your end. And let's talk about KKR. What do you think about KKR's chances of winning the IPL this season? They have two titles. Would you say the strongest squad enough to get themselves the third one?
KKR has always had the squad, to be honest. They have always had the squad. They have and they have done a very, very right thing this year by getting Gautam Bhai back. He was the man, he is the man who has got glory to KKR. And with him back, with him back, I think, a lot of things are going to change for good. And I feel, like, yeah, KKR will be one of the top four teams to qualify.
Okay, I'm just loving this part of this conversation because I'm such a diehard KKR fan. I'm looking forward to KKR performing as well. And this brings me to my final question of this interview, Sheldon. You were so outstanding. On an ending note, which franchise are you going to support this IPL season? KKR, please say KKR. And do you have any message for the KKR fans?
Uh, I definitely want KKR to win. Let's be honest. I have a lot of friends there. I have a lot of memories there, and there are a lot of good people there. I believe there are a lot of good people in all the franchises, but I have experienced that. I have experienced that. There's Abhishek Nair, there's Gautam Gambhir, there's Sunil Narayan, Andre Russell, Rinku Singh, Chetan. All of them are very, very good people. So I really want them to win. Fans, all I can say is that just keep supporting. As a cricketer, a cricketer only wants support. Please be with them, even if they don't perform, even if they lose. Don't troll them, don't abuse them, don't criticize them, because it doesn't help anybody. I've been on that side where I've been trolled. I don't know what all. It doesn't help anybody, trust me. So please be with them, because when the team is winning, everything looks glorious. But when the team is not winning, that's the time the team needs fans. And that's the time who is a true fan and who is a time being fan. Please stick with KKR.
So, with this special message, I'll conclude this interview session right here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and our followers. You were hearing the one and only Sheldon Jackson. Thank you so much, Sheldon, for joining this interview, sharing your insights with us. Looking forward to hearing you. We've watched you play in the domestic circuit, and now looking forward to hearing you commenting in the upcoming IPL, which commences in just a few days' time. And thank you so much, Sheldon. To all our viewers, do not forget to subscribe to our channel CricXtasy for all the latest updates on cricket. Like and share this video as much as possible. I'll be back with another video on a very interesting topic. Until then, do take care of yourselves, and it's goodbye.
Bye.